I don't know what kind of drink that you will order from one of those coffee places. Like Liz does. What do you do again?
Skinny vanilla latte, extra hot.
See, there's so many words. And then Jake, one of our producers, what's yours when you get one?
Caramel frappuccino.
Okay. Oh, that's easy enough.
Yeah, that's fairly easy.
That's easy enough.
Yeah.
I think Ninja gets a little bit more.
I do a caramel macchiato with oat milk.
Yeah. And then Scott is like me. It's just coffee, right?
I'm a man of few words at the coffee shop.
Same
Just
here.
Black.
I go grande.
Boring.
That's all I get. Grande, thanks.
Do you want pike?
Yeah. Do you want pike or do
I'm
you
like,
want
I don't care.
Ethiopian?
I just want the coffee. Yeah. And then Carolyn in the afternoon.
I can't even.
I know. There's so many words with hers.
Right. I thought I was extra. She extra.
Yeah. So all the different types of combinations that you can get with this. And I mess it up. I don't even try.
My husband, when we go through Starbucks, the drive-through, or anywhere, he'll back up, and I have to lean over him and order. Like, he looks at me like, I'm not ordering these things. I'm not saying these words. I'm not doing it.
I don't blame him.
I'm like, really?
Well, I can pronounce half of those things.
Americano,
like the
macchiato.
macchiato with
you
a room
just
for a splash of a whatever.
You're doing like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
So here's a couple of teenagers with Grandpa. They're like, okay, Gramps, we're gonna go get the coffee, and we'll let you know what we want to order. And you have to hear this.
What do you guys want?
Let me get a frate motete. And then let me get a Trenta pinkity drinkity.
Drinkity, pinkity, dinky, and a frate mate.
Was that a pink drink and did you say cafe au lait?
Frate mate.
Latte mate. I don't think we got one of those.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My first time. A pinkity dinkity. Drink a pinkity dinkity. Yes.
Well, somehow she figures it out and even charges them.
I mean, I knew what he was trying to say. A Trenty pink drink, but it's a trinkety dinkety dinkety, a drinkety. And he's just taking it. What are they calling him?
Well, he doesn't know.
He doesn't know. I think he figures something's up.
Okay.
Because they say a macaca-tete or something like that.
You know, I so want to do this with my father-in-law.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
They're going to be in town a couple of weeks for the wedding.
Oh, that's right. Oh, please do. Video it. Let us hear it.
I'm going to go, Ron, let's go off to get some coffee.
What are you going to have him order a pinkety drinkety?
He's going to drive, and he's going to do the ordering.
This is fantastic.
I know, right?
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
You pull up to the drive-thru, and it's time to order some coffee. What is your order? So have to know, especially getting into the weekend. It's Rob and Liz, his radio.
Bradley texted 800-447-7234. Hold on, because it is crazy, his order. Okay, you ready?
I'll write this down.
Okay,
I've got my pen.
Do. All right,
okay.
It's going to take a minute.
Go slow.
Large black coffee.
That's what Bradley gets?
No cream, no sugar.
Bradley, you're my brother. Oh, my. That's my jam. I cannot go anything past the coffee.
No, you got to put some frou-frou in it.
All that frou-frou and all the extra speak. It's like its own language.
Which is fun to say
Need
a lot of it.
Need an interpreter for some of this stuff. Okay, Kat is with us at his radio. What about you?
A breve, 1 scoop, 1 pump, green tea latte.
That's a lot to remember.
What is a breve?
Breve is half and half.
Half and half milk?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea. And then you put green tea, so it's like matcha powder.
Right. 1 scoop of matcha powder, 1 pump of vanilla. I used to work as a barista at Charlotte Airport.
You got to tell us, what was the wildest order you ever got?
Especially at the airport.
An extra hot breve quad shot French vanilla latte.
Quad shot?
What is that?
4 shots of espresso.
Oh, that person.
So were they walking up just like jittering, like, hey, this is what I need to order?
Right?
No, I worked, the particular Starbucks location I worked at was at the corner of the D and E concourses, which is where all of your commuters come in. So 5:30 in the morning, you got all these business people coming in. We did not stop. From the minute our gates opened until about 12:15, we were slammed.
I am sure. Especially trying to wake up after a long flight.
Right? But it was a lot of fun. I learned a lot.
I'm sure, And every time I get off at an airport and I want to go get coffee, I'm like, I cannot stand in that long line.
Right, it's so long.
It's around the corner. It goes through 5 terminals. The line is so long.
Listen, Ashlyn texted her order, caramel ribbon crunch. Listen, she could be one of my family members. Caramel ribbon crunch. I'm taking for granted it's Frappuccino. Extra caramel crunch. Yes.
What? Caramel what?
Crunch.
Caramel?
It's
you
like
said
this,
ribbon.
Yeah, caramel ribbon crunch. So I think
Caramel
it's a
ribbon
Frappuccino with caramel like ribboned all the way through this delicious cup of deliciousness. And then the crunch is the little crunchy stuff they put on the top. One of my sons asks for extra crunch on the bottom.
You put crunch in your coffee?
It is. It's like a
what is it?
Salty,
cookie?
like a hard. It could be. I'm not sure, but it is something
You're
that
not
gives it texture.
sure.
I've never
So you
had one.
Order something you're not sure of.
No, my sons order it. I can't.
For you.
No, for themselves. I can't have that. That thing would no. That would put me in a coma.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
Here's this person at the zoo looking at the otters. It's like, oh, these otters are really cool. They might be trying to take a picture and then drop their phone into where the otters are. There's this little bit of water between there and the gate and rocks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Otter sees what happens and goes to get the phone.
It was like give it back.
It was like the otter wanted to help out. No, the otter looked at the phone and then picked it up, and then you see the otter, because somebody captured this on their own phone, slamming the phone up against the rock. It's like, hey, he's trying to take a selfie. It's just not working out for him. He tries to FaceTime somebody. The otter just not working out. So he gets frustrated, and the otter is slamming the thing as he's in the water up against a large rock. I mean, like boulder-sized rock, stone. That's a part of this enclosure for the otters at this zoo in Portugal.
I feel you, Otter. Sometimes you get so frustrated, especially, if you're technically challenged and it's not doing what you want it to do.
Maybe the otter thought, I'll try to get some water out of this. So if I bang it really hard, the water will come out before I give it back.
Well, you know what should have happened? The guy who dropped it should have had an otter box.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
So there's somebody who captured an otter who picked up a phone that was dropped in its enclosure at a zoo in Portugal. And this otter picks it up and starts smashing it against, the big boulders and rocks that are inside this enclosure. I mean, really intently smashing the iPhone up against it.
Like he was frustrated it wouldn't text his bestie.
He couldn't get a FaceTime out. What's going on here? It's wet. It's not working.
Well, I tell you, Courtney has some experience with an otter. She texted and said, I used to live near the Chestatee River, on that river, and I had an otter that would show up at my favorite fishing spot. So on the days he didn't want her to fish there, he would come out and swim back and forth to scare the fish away. And when she sold that house, he was still there. She thinks he just won the battle.
Oh, wow.
He won out.
How smart.
Right?
It's like, these are my fish. You leave them alone.
You go away
you
somewhere
just
else.
leave them alone. So we get this interesting open mic. I heard it, but before I play this open mic,
Okay.
I want you to hear the context of what happened here, okay? So we have the replay, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the replay.
Okay.
This is the replay of what Liz said at the end of explaining what happened with this otter at the zoo enclosure who picked up the iPhone that was dropped in the enclosure and started smashing it up against the rock. And at the end of it, this is the replay. This is what Liz says.
The guy who dropped it should have had an otter box. Well, I mean.
Really? She went there.
Well, it makes sense.
She went there.
It would have protected.
And now here's the open mic that just came in.
That was the funniest thing I've heard in a long time. And you know what? I'm so over being sick, and I'm on day 9 today. But you've just made my whole day and possibly my whole weekend with that Otterbox joke. So I hope you have a blessed day. Love you guys. Have a good one.
So Liz.
That's so nice.
Look at you go.
It's just the way my brain works sometimes.
The corniest thing she could have ever said in her life reached out to somebody who was sick.
Right. Wait a minute. You said corny?
Yes.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
Rob and Liz in the morning, his radio. Don has the answer. He knows the answer.
Yes.
Good thing he knows the answer because we're clueless. I mean, at least I'm clueless. Liz is a whole lot smarter than anybody.
No.
Anybody.
Right.
I'm clueless. Anybody will tell you that. Rob is clueless, and it's a fact. And so there's this otter that's in the zoo, and somebody dropped their smartphone. It's an iPhone.
Yeah.
They think it was a 14 into the enclosure. And then the otter goes and picks it up. And it's like, oh, this otter is going to give it back. No, the otter violently strikes it like it's trying to bust it open or something against a big boulder that's in the enclosure.
Well, he can't get a signal. He's just like, forget it.
So Don said, no, I have the answer for you.
Okay.
So what is it, Don?
You know, shellfish is a large portion of the otter's diet in the wild. And so what he was doing with that phone was he thought it was food. He was just trying to break it open, like oysters and abalone and things like that.
But it makes total sense. How do you know this?
Well, if you look at some of the Nat Geo documentaries and stuff that show the otters in the wild, they show them bringing them up and breaking them on rocks. It's the same way that I was born and raised in Florida. It's the same way the seagulls will pick up clams and they'll go up to about 50 feet and they'll drop them on a road and break the clams open. It's just just Mother Nature being innovative in order to eat.
How disappointed that otter must have been trying to find something to eat out of an iPhone.
Yeah, he said it's really an app I don't like.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
In a city in Alabama, there is an initiative to start reading the Bible from cover to cover. And they're going to do a marathon straight through from Monday to Thursday, which is the National Day of Prayer.
Right.
And so they're gonna do all the way from Genesis 1:1 to Revelation 21 or 22:21, and when they wrap it up, it'll be the National Day of Prayer. They'll start praying right after it's done.
So they're going to do it in 4 days.
They're going to do it in shifts, so people are going to show up, and they'll be downtown, literally reading the Bible, starting in Genesis 1 and going all the way to the end of Revelation.
That is very cool. See, in my mind, it was going to be one person reading cover to cover in 4 days. And I thought, wow.
I know,
you're
right?
calling out of work. You're not cleaning the house.
And yet Liz said earlier, this is something I want to be a part of.
Here's what I would like to do. I remember my dad doing this. I remember, not in 4 days. I remember my dad reading cover to cover in 1 year. And I have not done that in that amount of time. And I don't think I've read every single, and I hate that, every single verse and every single chapter.
Well, you get to certain books of the Bible, and it's like so-and-so begot such and such, who begot such and such, and their sons are this, that, and the other.
And not that it's not important, but it is a little more difficult to get through.
They get through that part of it, but it's still a part of the Bible.
Right.
Still a part of the story.
And it wouldn't be in there if it weren't important, because you need to know lineages, you need to know the backstory and that kind of thing. So I'm not saying it's not important at all, but yeah, it is a little more difficult.
I did a plan once that started, you had to do like Old Testament in the morning and New Testament in the evening.
Oh, that's cool.
And by the time I got through 3 weeks, I'm like, whew, this is hard.
It is. It is hard. It's good. It's fruitful, absolutely, but it is difficult, especially if you're trying to do it over a short amount of time.
So I found another plan that seemed a little bit more sustainable. I can't remember the name of it. I did it a couple of years ago, but it got me through the Bible in a year.
Isn't that awesome, though? I remember my dad. It's an inspiration. I just I gotta buckle down and do it.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
I have a feeling that Liz is going to have a lot of these because she orders these all the time. And so she'll have a lot of what's inside the order of all of the... Anyway, it's Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio.
I probably will. So McDonald's, I like to go there. If I'm going to McDonald's, I will get a Happy Meal.
And a Coke Zero.
And a Coke Zero, absolutely. But I like getting a Happy Meal because it's just enough, and I get little Happy Meal toys in it.
Yeah, she brings them here.
I do. I have... Oh, my goodness. Now, is this Sherry? I think this is Sherry from Black Panther 2. I think that's who that is. And then M'Baku is from Black Panther as well. So I've got these little guys sitting on my little area over here.
She does.
Yeah, and I like to keep them, too.
Okay.
I like to keep them in my car. I like to keep them in my handbag because if I run across a kid who is crying or upset, I'll bring out one of the little toys.
Okay.
Well, the good thing, Happy Meals have new toys in them.
Yeah, Liz is like all excited over this.
I really am. Guardians of the Galaxy. One of my favorite characters is Groot. I am Groot, the big tree. And then I like Rocket as well.
I've never seen Guardians, so I don't know the tree character.
You've never... I thought you were a big, I really thought Rob was a big Marvel fan.
I like the movies. They're okay, but I tried watching Guardians, and I'm like, it's just not for me.
But you've seen them in The Avengers.
Childish.
It's too childish.
Yeah.
It's Chris Pratt.
Okay.
It's a raccoon that talks.
It's a raccoon that talks. Is that what you said?
It's a raccoon that talks.
Okay.
Although Thor thinks it's a rabbit, which is hilarious. But anyway.
Okay. Well, and I tell you, Scott and Liz both have something in common. They love the Happy Meals.
Mm-hmm.
I do. In fact, I remember one of the very first movies McDonald's and the Happy Meal promoted. I was a kid, like in '79, the first Star Trek movie. And they came out with the little transponder in the Happy Meal box. And I still remember that.
Did you ask, beam me up, Scotty?
I did. I walked around with a little toy,
Make the little
Scotty,
sound.
Come on, beam me up.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
Cats are usually outside a lot. I don't know if there's just an exclusive. I have to ask Scott. Is there only exclusive indoor cats? Because every cat I've seen is always outside.
Both of my cats are inside, and then I know some people let their cats go outside for a little bit and back inside.
And they roam the neighborhoods and stuff.
Yeah, but those are exclusively outside cats because you're not seeing the inside cats because they're inside.
No, but
they do
these
their
cats
business
belong to somebody. The ones in my neighborhood, the outside cats I see also belong to people.
Oh, they have like a little taggy tag.
Yeah.
Okay.
A taggy tag.
Yeah, they
Whatever.
do.
So here's something. Since some cats are both inside and outside, and you're wondering, where did my cat actually go? Now, you know how you have tiles for your keys.
Yes.
Or your purse or a briefcase
like
or
an
something like that. An air tag,
Yeah,
exactly.
okay.
Now they're making those type of tiles that work for both Android and the iPhone that you can put on your cat's collar.
Which is super cool. You know, it follows like Life 360.
I love that. Yeah.
So it's almost like I can track like both of my sons. I can track my husband if I want to.
And your cat.
But you can't track your dog right now. They don't have it available for dogs. Not yet.
Okay, listen.
I know.
Listen.
You can put the tile on your.
Yes, exactly.
But they said specifically, I guess, for the dog. I don't know. I don't understand why you can't put it on your dog.
You can put it on your dog.
But they said you can't.
But they're just wanting this for people who love cats, like Scott.
So. Corner of the market.
I know where my cats are at all times.
Yeah, they're
Food
in
bowl,
your house.
Water bowl, or asleep on the couch.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
This teacher tried it, and it worked for her. Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio. This whole, what do you call it? ASMR, right?
ASMR.
ASMR. So these are noises of a gerbil, a giblet. What else is it? Gerbil and what?
No, giblets don't make those noises, or I ain't eating them at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It is hamster, gerbil, and a tortoise.
And a tortoise that was just a spectator. So in the class, that's irritating. In the class, yes, it is. And you're not saying this is not irritating?
No. So if you bring it down just a little bit. No, I said down. Okay, now it's annoying.
I'm telling you.
Is that you or the gerbil?
It's very annoying. Okay, I have to stop that.
Whew.
Oh. So anyway, Steve is a teacher.
Uh-huh.
Steve said he tried this yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, Steve, you're on his radio. First, I need to know what class, what grade level is this?
I teach 8th grade science.
And so this was like a science experiment for you.
Oh, yes, it was.
And how did it work out?
The first class I tried, it worked kind of all right. They were talking a little bit about it, but they kind of quieted and watched. My second class I tried, it is already a very energetic class. It didn't work at all, really at all. They quieted down for like maybe a minute, but it kept wanting to talk. My third class, which I teach right after, I tried it right after lunch. It actually worked well for them.
So you have to have a full belly.
I think so.
Did they take a nap or no, you didn't allow that?
No, I didn't allow that.
Oh, man.
So the third class, the after lunch class, what was the reaction? What were they doing?
They were actually pretty much kind of quiet and watching it. I mean, there were a couple guys they were trying to discuss was it a gerbil or a hamster.
You got dialogue from them. I think that's a win.
So
yes, something I think I want to try again.
So what did you come to a conclusion on this whole ASMR experiment?
I think it's something that could work depending on your class makeup, but I will definitely probably try doing it again and seeing if I can get same results, or maybe it's just that second class being something new. They didn't know what to do with it.
Can't wait to hear the results of that.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
When I see somebody who's gone through some weight loss and they've really changed up their diet and what they do for exercise, it intrigues me because I battle that. Boy, do I battle that. It's Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio. So Al Roker, somebody was curious. They're like, what do you buy? Yeah, I mean, you've gotten healthy.
Mm-hmm.
He's worked on it. And so he released what he gets at Trader Joe's.
Yeah, he did. And it makes sense, especially if you're on weight loss and also just trying to get healthier in general. One of the things that he gets is an Egg-Wich breadless breakfast sandwich. And so what it does is it uses 2 eggs as the bun. So I don't know. That's going to be real greasy or real nasty to hold onto. So he must put napkin around it to eat it. But it's got like 16 grams of protein.
No, there's something that my wife gets that's similar to that. It's not this, but it looks like this.
Does she hold it with her hand, or does she eat it with a fork and knife?
I make it myself. She gets it for me. And I just stick it in the mic and then I eat it afterwards. And and with my hands.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
But it gets a little blah, blah.
No, it does not get a little bit or bad.
It'd have to get all over your hands.
Better
First
that.
of all, I'm done with eggs right now, so it's just...
What's your order at McDonald's? You got to hear this. You have to hear her order for McDonald's
an
on
egg
Sundays.
McMuffin, no egg.
I'll have an egg McMuffin, no egg, please.
And if I get a sausage and egg McMuffin, I replace the sausage with bacon and I take the egg off.
Isn't that weird? Why don't you just order it that way?
Well, I mean, it's just more fun that way.
Okay. Mozzarella rolloni? Is that how you say that?
And it looks so good. So what it is, it's like a mozzarella wrapped in prosciutto. And then it's just pure protein. Well, a little fat, but yeah.
This is what Al Roker gets,
Yeah, so
by the
it's
way.
like low carb.
And he'll buy Barbell protein bars. I never heard of that.
I never have either.
And then I like this guy. Wild caught sardines with crunchy chili onion and sliced Brussels sprouts. I haven't had sardines in forever, and now I want some since I'm hearing Al Roker gets this at Trader Joe's.
Oh, my dad used to eat
The sardines?
Oh my God.
What's wrong with sardines? Are you okay?
Oh, it's just
She just got all forms of wanting to look like she's going to toss cookies here.
So I could be in the other side of the house and he would pop that can.
You smell it?
And saltines and sardines.
I'm so glad we brought back these wonderful memories for Liz.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
I don't know if vacation plans all of a sudden become really slim because of the dollars. We might have something for you.
Yeah.
It's called the best summer ever. It's Rob and Liz in the morning, his radio, and here's a part of it. A trip to Universal Studios. That's the big mama grand prize of the best summer ever at his radio. Thanks, Southern Wesleyan University, for making this happen. It's Universal Orlando, where you will stay with your family, accommodations, the gas, the food, a lot of that taken care of.
The parks, like going in there and just hanging out all day with your family, riding the roller coasters if you so wish. Ew. But
She does not like roller coasters. That's why she went, ew. I feel sorry for her.
I bruise my toes on roller coasters because I'm constantly going and slamming my feet, in the bottom, so it bruises. So it's more of a safety issue from me personally.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you'll have a blast doing the water rides, doing the roller coasters, doing all the shows and things, and the interaction that they have at Universal, which is super cool.
I know.
For your
It's so good. So here's a couple of ways that you can win. We'll send you a link if you text the word summer right now. Summer to 800-447-7234. The word is summer, 800-447-7234. Another way to register is to catch up with the Fun Patrol and Rob and Liz on the road. And next week, we'll be making a stop for the best summer ever with Rob and Liz on the road next Friday. Bojangles parking lot. We'll be in that parking lot, and you'll be able to go ahead and get registered right there for the best summer ever to win the trip to Universal Studios.
Yeah, so just come on by, bring the fam, maybe on your way to school or wherever you're headed, and you can get registered for the best summer ever. By the end of the summer, you could be on your way.